folks. You see it? We're starting just a tiny bit early to double check our sound.
Yes.
Okay. We'll be able to talk this way and get good level. Okay, well, let's close the door and we'll begin. Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming. Our second May concert in May.
Yes, we're doing bookends. The month of May bookends. Okay, do I need the microphone for the intro?
Here. It will just make it easier to hear.
Is it turned on?
It is on.
Okay, so just some points of housekeeping. Feel free to let us know that you're on with comments, thumbs up, whatever symbols you have available to you. Few housekeeping things. If you're on specifically to watch my students, they are featured in the 5th number, right?
Yes.
If you're here just to watch Patrick, he doesn't play until the 5th number. When's Will start?
Will is in the 6th number.
Okay,
oh,
so
he's in the 4th number too.
and if you're here for just Will, his first number is number 4, and Colleen and Gerard, you're towards the end. Also, please listen in stereo if you can. Feel free to comment where you're listening from, what you're having for dinner, what you're drinking, anything you would like to share with the audience. So, when we planned our program a few weeks ago, we decided to start with a theme from, is the movie called Avengers?
The Avengers.
The movie is called From the Avengers. Obviously, I don't know the movie.
Guess what we're going to watch tonight?
But not sure if you're watching the news. If you're taking a break, I understand. But if you're following what's going around this country, Pittsburgh hasn't made the national news, but we've had the same situation as some of the bigger cities. And so what started as a very peaceful, respectful, and respected and necessary protest last night got hijacked by people wishing to seed discord and violence. So it seems inappropriate to not at least acknowledge that. So we're going to start the program with a hymn, song, spiritual. It's also from the movie Spitfire Grill, and it's called There is a Balm in Gilead. The second line is, there is a balm in Gilead to heal the sin-sick soul. So we're going to start with that, and then we'll switch over to the regular program. Okay, so the original first song that we planned on playing, first tune, I guess, because it does not have words to it, is the Avengers theme. Have no idea what this movie is about. Superheroes, I think. I'm sure I've watched it, fallen asleep. So I start this one out, but because I'm not a fan of the movie, I'm going to check the tempo with Charles, so I don't want to play this too fast, because everyone would know.
I had to pull up the movie to get the tempo right. So. All right, here we go. So that was the Avengers.
Mention the
And-
duo.
Yeah, we
Hanson
found
duo.
an arrangement by this duo called the Hanson Duo on Music Notes, so that helped out. And I'm fighting battles with my page turner, but we'll do our best.
Okay, you want to introduce the next one?
This next tune is called Giga de Tenerife. Tenerife, Tenerife, is a... Let's see, is this the one? This is the largest of the Canary Islands off the northwest coast of Africa. It's a Spanish property, and was written by Alistair Fraser. He and Natalie Haas have a lot of good arrangements for violin and cello. So we've used a lot of their material. We've got 3 of their numbers as part of this program. So anyway, we've got, instead of Irish and Scottish music written by them, we have sort of a Spanish feel.
Spanish Celtic.
Yeah, Spanish Celtic for a couple of the tunes today. Coda's Happy Dance.
Oh, Coda's happy dance. You have to get Will. Will. Right?
Yeah, we do have to get Will.
I need to pull it up.
Okay. So the last concert involved a larger number of my original tunes. Instead, this time we've opted to include a couple of guest artists. But
Okay, Will.
pardon us while we rearrange the studio to bring Will in. At any rate, we do have a few of my original numbers, and this number is a real short, it's a jig, but it's not really a jig. I mean, it's in 6, but it's really sort of like goes between a feel of 3 and a feel of 2. And when I wrote the tune, I literally was thinking of my dog and her happy dance that she does when she's getting ready for a walk. So another part of this last month, since the success of, the comments everybody gave to encourage us for our first concert, I went through sort of a self-study crash course on video production this month. So you'll get to see some of the results of that. We've pushed one iPad to its limits and more, and so that's what we're doing today.
Are you showing the video during this?
I am going to show the video during this. We'll see if it works. So while we play this, I'm just going to loop a video of Coda dancing while we play Coda's Happy Dance.
Coda's Happy Dance featuring Coda.
Yes. Let's see. I have to get Coda's Happy Dance pulled up. There we go. So it's a short number. Enjoy watching Coda dance while we play Coda's Happy Dance. And I have to find Coda's dance. Let's see, where is it? Here it is. Okay, here comes Coda.
She's going crazy.
We can see her up there. Let's see, we're going to do this tune twice. 1, 2, here we go. 1 minute. I have to turn Will on.
Oh, we need to turn Will on.
That would be a mistake.
That'd be a big mistake. That'd be a big
Okay.
mistake.
I have a mic for Will. All right, so
Oh,
we'll
wait.
start it
Can
again.
you play a note? Make sure it's working.
Yep.
Okay, we're good. All right.
Okay.
Take 2.
1, 2, here. And Coda keeps dancing.
And she keeps dancing. She's ambivalent.
Let's see. Okay, Coda's out.
Okay, so what's next? Is it the video?
Let's see. Oh, yes, we have our guest percussionist.
Okay, so,
Okay.
all
So,
right. Will, you can put your violin down.
Will, we have one tune, and then you're back with us.
So just hang out here until we start.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Am I on mic-wise? Okay, so this,
If the switch is up. Yes.
so this is my student piece, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I want to give a shout out to my high school students. They were giving this project of doing something collaboratively they had about a day or two to practice their music, and then another day or two I said make a recording, and they did, and they're so technologically gifted as well as musically gifted, and just a joy to work with. So this is a collaboration with me and two of my high school students and Patrick, and we have a guest percussionist who wishes to remain anonymous. I'm not going to tell you the name of the tune. I will tell you, please pay attention to all of the boxes on the screen. All right, that's all.
Okay.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. I hope you like. I guess welcome back to us, because you were there all along. I hope you like that one. I wanted to point out that my Patrick was the video in the middle, and my students were one of the cellists, the one not in black, and then the little cat figure was my other student. We tried to get the dinosaur to work with a click track so that he would get his stomps in the right place, but we couldn't get him to keep the headphones on. So his stomps were a little bit off. We apologize for that, but like I said, they're hard to get to cooperate with a click track. Our next piece, do you want to say the name of it? Will's going to introduce the next piece. It's some English piece. What's the name of it?
Land of Hope and Glory.
Okay, this is an English piece called Land of Hope and Glory, featuring Will. All right, so I hope everyone got that reference. That's actually Land of Hope and Glory is also Pomp and Circumstance, traditional graduation tune by Sir Edward Elgar. Patrick is our resident senior. I want to give a shout out. If my local friend Sharon, not my distant friend Sharon, but my regionally local friend Sharon is listening, congratulations to your senior, and I think I may have embarrassed my son more than you did with your dinosaur suit. So you can use that to your benefit. Okay, so we have. I'm going to let Charles introduce the next one.
Okay. And I wanted to.
Okay.
This is another Alistair Fraser Natalie Haas arrangement. This one is called Natalie Mariah, and I think Alistair wrote this as a gift for Natalie Haas because Mariah is her middle name.
She's the cello.
And so this tune is not so much a Celtic tune. It's just a pretty tune. It kind of reminds me of like a Broadway theme So maybe I'll just leave it at that. It sounds a little bit Broadway-like, and see if you agree. So. Yep,
Okay.
you can announce this one.
Here, just get down on your knee.
Okay. Okay. So as some of you may know, we won an electric violin at Electrify Strings a couple years ago, which was something that I did for orchestra in high school. So I thought it would be cool to do something to demonstrate some of the things we can do with that electric violin. So this is the Quidditch World Cup from Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, and for the background, I chose to use a picture from Portugal because I thought it was appropriate with the architecture. So the actual picture itself is an archaeology museum, but before that it was a church that was destroyed in an earthquake. So without further ado.
Here we are.
Okay, we're back, right? Okay, this is Patrick, our resident senior, and Patrick is going to attend College of Worcester next year in the fall. And so this next piece, it's the first movement of the Schumann Fantasy Pieces. And the reason why Patrick chose this is because the College of Worcester has music scholarships, and you do not need to be music majors. They just want people to be involved with their music program. And initially Patrick was not going to, he thought maybe they were a little too serious, but then they sent him an email saying, please audition. So this piece was one of the pieces on the audition list. So he learned it very quickly, just decided, he was going to go for the audition. And he learned it very quickly with the help of his cello teacher and a couple other pieces he had up his sleeve. And so he did wind up with a music scholarship from Worcester, combined with some other scholarships. So it's a really nice thing. I also wanted to point out the art in the background behind us is going to, you want to bring it forward?
Sure. Do I need to be mic'd up, Todd?
We're going to give a shout out to a couple of local artists. This was one of Patrick's graduation gifts, and this is a original painting by Maria Prasic, and her husband Jono Prasic did one of these. It's a print. We have a print of his paintings. Basically, we're saying support your local artists. We're giving a shout out to artists, and so that's a nice little thing of coda that Maria did for us. All right. So without further ado, as Will said, the Schumann Fantasy Pieces, first movement. I also should say, by the way, that I crushed up the piano part, so have pity on me.
Do I need to be mic'd or no?
Your mic is there.
Not mic'd up.
Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit more because we have to get Patrick mic'd up.
Turned your mic on and I didn't put it on you.
Our sound man has been going through a lot these last couple of days. So, okay. So I'll take the opportunity to give another shout out to something else that has been helping me survive COVID quarantine. Watch Pluto Living. Listen to your favorite Google your favorite musicians and watch them. We want to give a shout out to Fraser Haas, the Hanson Duo, my personal folk music favorite, John Gorka. Okay, are we ready?
I think so.
Okay, way to fill. All right, Schumann Fantasy Pieces.
Yeah, we're good.
What do we have next?
I think you have videos next.
Yes.
Do you want the microphone?
Yes, and
Here you
I'll
go.
come around.
Is my mic muted?
I turned your. I did. I muted it. Let me.
All right. Go ahead.
Just for the moment, I'll sit here. Okay, to introduce the next piece, we have a video to share. This, again, has been my crash course in video production this month, and I did a couple of online internet collaborations, starting with just a sound sample with a friend down in Florida, and then turning into a couple of video collaborations, and the possibilities are endless. So I've been having a lot of fun with this. However, after our last concert, after our first one, that is, on May 1st, one of our friends, Colleen, said, "Can you get my dad to play?" Gerard is one of my best buddies, and he is a wonderful musician as a guitarist. And so Gerard was willing, and Colleen was willing to sing as well. So This turned into a collaboration on a song that I loved to sing with Gerard and Colleen years ago when Colleen sang with Nagales, the Irish band. So here we have the Fields of Athenry, and it'll take me just a moment to get the video queued up. Enjoy the Fields of Athenry with Colleen Kehoe, Gerard Rolfe, and me.
By a lonely prison wall, I heard a young girl calling, Michael, they are taking you away, for you stole travailance corn, so the young might see the morn. Now a prison ship lies waiting in the bay. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. How love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely around the fields of Athenry. By a lonely prison wall, I heard a young man calling. Nothing matters, Mary, when you're free. Against the famine and the crown, I rebelled, they ran me down. Now you must raise our child with dignity. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely around the fields of Athenry. By a lonely harbor wall, she watched the last star falling, as that prison ship sailed out against the sky. Sure she'll wait and hope and pray for her love in Botany Bay. It's so lonely around the fields of Athenry. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely around the fields of Athenry.
Okay, we're back.
Am I introducing this one?
Yeah, you can mention the original.
Woodman of Wexford, right?
Yes.
Okay, so our next tune, hope you enjoyed that last collaboration there.
Thank you, Colleen. Thank you, Gerard.
Yeah, it was beautiful. The next tune is by special request. It is titled The Woodman of Wexford. This is one of Charles' composition projects, and he wrote this for Carrie McKelvey. So he wrote this for our friend Carrie, and Carrie and his wife Catherine are really good friends, and we met them through an article in the newspaper that Carrie wrote about his journey, and we realized that we had something in common, so we tracked him down, and so we do a lot of volunteer work together for the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation, and so I wanted to give a very big thank you to all of you who donated during our last concert. Because of our videos, we couldn't add a donation link to this production, but there will be a link posted immediately after the concert on both the May studio audience thing, and I will try and get it up on my Facebook page during the next video. If you feel compelled to make a donation, that's great. Like I said, Carrie and I are, and Catherine too, are both volunteers. Carrie and Patrick share a diagnosis anniversary for Crohn's disease. It's not a, I don't want to talk about the disease, so it's not a good thing. But we are committed to finding a cure, and you know that's where the money goes. So the Woodmen of Wexford, and this is for you, Carrie and Kat, and your four-leggers and your soon-to-be new arrival, and just hope you enjoy this.
You want to check to make sure I'm on?
Okay.
Thank you, Will. Well, just one moment. Have one more collaboration video to share with you, and then 2 tunes, and that'll be the close of our program. So as we begin to wind down, the quarantine has made this difficult on performers, but on the other hand, we are making lemonade out of lemons, in the sense of being able to work together when we otherwise probably would be too busy doing our own things. I got a call from, I would say, a master entertainer who's all around town performing all the time, my buddy Bob Banerjee, and we've performed a couple of times before, but not often. And I've looked up to him for many years because he's quite a stage performer. So anyway, when he called me and he said, "Do you want to do a collaboration?" I said, "Absolutely." So I sent him a list of a track of 3 of my original tunes, 2 of which you actually heard on the other program on May 1st. But here's a set of 3 original tunes where all I'm doing is the fiddle part, and Bob is, you don't see him here, but you'll certainly hear him providing awesome drum tracks, guitar tracks, and mando tracks all around me. So I am just thrilled to have the musical wizardry and collaboration of master entertainer Bob Banerjee on this cut. So here we go. Take the train home. Hi folks, I've been working on the sound, trying to make the distortion go away, and I think I've got it fixed. Rip off the roof. I hope you liked that track, and thank you so much, Bob, for the backing tracks and the collaboration. That was a lot of fun. The crash course in video production. It's been a real learning curve. All right, well, we got 2 more numbers for you. This one is called Salamanca. Salamanca is a city in western Spain. That's all I can tell you. It's another Alistair Fraser tune. This one really moves. It's more of a fiddle-like tune, but it's got a Spanish feel to it. So I hope you enjoy Salamanca.
I just want to describe a certain technique that's used in this. So I start this one out, and then Charles comes in, and I'm pretty much just a rhythm machine for most of this tune. And the yes, we are recording this. So the opening of this uses a technique for string players called ponticello, which means you bow very close to the bridge, and it's sort of like a spooky Halloween, just kind of a different kind of sound. So I just want to make it clear that I'm sounding that way on purpose. I don't want anyone to think I had like lost my marbles. All right, here we go. Fire. On fire.
Well, that was Salamanca. So I want to thank you so much for being part of our concert. We've got one last one to finish off. We'd planned for an hour. Looks like we're a couple minutes over. This last tune, appropriately enough named, is Never Enough. Can never get enough of music, can never get enough of having good projects to...
Love, peace, kindness.
Yes, to make a better world. Anyway, this piece is from the movie The Greatest Showman, and it is the piece that is sung by the opera diva that Barnum brings to this country, and it's just a beautiful song. So this is Never Enough to finish our program. Thank you. thank you for joining us. Have an excellent Sunday. Have an excellent end of May and excellent June. And peace for the world. Bye now.